The very first thing I find annoying is that many, and yes, as I said, even some Christians, are at the forefront of saying that Islam is peaceful, that it is only a few radicals who ruin it for a large group. What many do not seem to realize is that Islam as an ideology was already changing enormously during Muhammad's lifetime. There are essentially two stages of development in Islam, and the first phase I would like to call Mecca Islam. In this phase, Islam had a much friendlier character. This was mainly because in this first period, Muhammad was militarily very weak. During this phase, most of the peace-loving texts were written. And then we come to a second phase, and I will call that Medina Islam. During this period, Muhammad had enough military strength to take an offensive and even aggressive stance. This was the period when jihad was waged with the sword. In this period, the aggressive texts in the Quran basically emerged. You see, confusing for the ordinary reader is that the texts in the Quran are not really in chronological order. The chapters or surahs are in order of length, from the longest to the shortest. Now, to complete this confusion, it's also the case that earlier verses, that is in chronology of revelation and therefore not in terms of place in the Quran, are sometimes cancelled by later instructions. Islam calls this the rule of abrogation or replacement. Muslims who do not recognize this abrogation as better are essentially disobeying the Quran and the law of Islam, Sharia.